Happy Thursday, everyone. Sorry I haven't put this up yet. It's been a really weird week with a few family crises, so I actually haven't had time to go and watch the other videos that my fellow Five Awesome Groundlings have made. I'm sorry, guys. So I also apologize if I don't get around to answering certain questions that everyone else has been answering. So, this week's theme, Doctor Who. Now, I am not a big, I'm not very knowledgeable about some of the older doctors. I've only watched a few of them on the internet. Some William Hartnell. Um, of the older doctors I've watched, I've really loved Peter Davidson. Sylvester McCoy is really high up there, not because of the episodes he's in, but because of him. I love the way he plays the Doctor. And of course, Tom Baker. I have some notes down here to remind me what I was going to say. I didn't get a chance to write down any episodes that I specifically liked, so sorry about that. But of the three new Doctors, there is a really special place in my heart for David Tennant just because he was my first Doctor, and there's always going to be a special place in your heart for your first Doctor. Chris Eccleston, loved Chris Eccleston, but I really hated the actors, uh, the way he talked about the show and his attitude, and it just kind of ruined it for me. So while I really do love his Doctor, I do have issues with Chris Eccleston, which taught me that I need to stop looking into the actors who play characters I like. As for Matt Smith, I've only gotten a chance to see his premiere season. I haven't seen the others yet. And I kind of don't feel like I've gotten a chance to get to know him well enough to really make any solid judgments about him. So, I mean, I don't dislike him, but he's not like jumping out at me as something spectacular either. Companion wise, again, Rose, special place in my heart for Rose for my because she was my first companion, but Donna is definitely my favorite of the new companions. I really hated Martha. She annoyed me, as does Amy Pond, but I love, 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 love Rory. Amy is not good enough for him. Um, and I think the reason that I was drawn to Doctor Who in the beginning, other than, I just wanted to see what the big deal was that I was really fascinated by the fact that it kept changing actors. I was like, how can that work? How can you keep a TV show going? And then I realized that it's basically a new TV show every time you get a new actor. And it's been something really interesting for me to observe how each actor finds their own character, but at the same time, there are certain aspects that are the Doctor and not just part of the regeneration cycle. There was a really great book called Doctor Who and Philosophy. I can't remember the author right now, but it had a collection of it has a collection of essays about Doctor Who and philosophy, and one of those essays was about who is the Doctor outside of his regenerations and picking apart what characteristics have remained through all of these incarnations. Um, and also what the companion that specific Doctor has means about how the Doctor has changed. Um, Now, Torchwood. I am a big Torchwood geek. I think almost more so than Doctor Who. Of course, not completely, but I loved Torchwood from the very first moment I watched it. I've always loved Captain Innuendo. He's my boy. I love him. But as soon as I saw the first episode of Torchwood, I fell in love with Owen Harper. It was really amusing to me at the time because I had just seen him as playing Mr. Guppy in Bleak House. And I love Tashiko. I love Ianto. Gwen is just eh. I loved Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the first episode of the second season, which was free on iTunes just recently, where you got to see James Marsters, aka Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, making out with John Barrowman, which was pretty freaking awesome. And I thought they had a little more leeway since it wasn't such a family friendly show. They could kind of get away with um, more intense storylines, I felt like. Um, I think that's really all I have to say. I'm sorry this isn't longer and I'm putting it up late, but as I said, I don't know. This has just been a really bad week. So, happy birthday, AJ. Happy, happy, happy birthday. I love you so much and I miss you. Marielle, I hope you're doing well at college. And Nate, I don't know when you're starting, but good luck. And that's all for today. So happy Friday, people.